That is true. Now, if I may ask, you were so famous. Every woman knew about you.
I didn't hear that one.
Every woman at one time. How did you handle that?
Oh, well.
Well or not too well?
Well, it's always...
Confess,
it's
Sir
always,
Richards.
I'm gonna confess, I'm gonna hold my heart and say that I've always been pretty much, very much respectful of
Women.
Of women. I think seeing where women are today, you look at the commentary booth, you see them on the sporting field doing their thing, in business. I'm an advocate for equal rights and justice. And that to me, if you can accomplish that, we'd have much more, a better world.
So how would you describe your relationship with your daughters?
Wonderful. Masaba, she's a beautiful lady. I'm ever so happy. I'm ever so happy, and
she's fantastic.
Yes,
have you seen her works?
I can remember. Yes, I can remember. Just recently, someone made some derogatory remark.
Oh, please
forgive it. I remember that. You have to remember that. But what I can say is that anyone that touches my flesh and blood touches me.
No,
and at the end of the day, for the folks who would have been involved with that, I can only say to them, something rather simple. Get a life.
Get a life. And be sensitive to people. Be human at least. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. If Pakistan loves you, Sir Richards. Now, Pakistan cricket, as you see it, I mean, there are other great nations who are playing cricket, but somehow we are different. We have our own problems. There's always war that's being thrust upon us. We are forever in war. And yet our kids somehow defy logic and become the bowlers, batsmen that they are. How do you see this factor playing in our psyche? How do we make it stronger? What's wrong with our cricket right now, if you may be asked, please?
From the outside?
From the outside.
I'm trying to give you an honest view.
Absolutely. So that's what we want.
That from the outside, I can see there are times where, and having visited this part of the world on many occasions, that it's not all the time that you have your best team on the field. Your administration as well, that seems to play a huge part. And from what I can gather and hearing some of the individuals speak, that sometimes there can be a lot of influence from behind the scene.
Which is very sad.
Which sometimes do affect what goes on to the field. And I've always said this, Pakistan's got, in my opinion, some of the most talented individuals where cricket is concerned. And to me, it doesn't look like most of the time that you have your best team on the field. And maybe that may play a part in the question that you would have asked. Yeah.
So how do you, now mingle that with corruption? Everybody in Pakistan thinks, and there's enough evidence to support the theory that the cricketers can be bought, and now corruption is coming. Was it, when did it creep in, you think?
I'm not sure because...
Not during your time,
No, I'm not sure. I don't know when it did. But I guess the more money that came into the game, we saw sometimes the decision-making of some cricketers. But I honestly believe that when someone who is given an opportunity to play for your country, and then you can make such huge mistakes, like getting involved with match fixing and stuff like that. To me, we all make mistakes. But at the end of the day, it's like the system where you're judged upon the three strikes and you're out. Folks do make mistakes, but if you continue to play along that particular line, to me, your love for the game wasn't quite there. Your passion, it was all about maybe the dollars and cents. But at the end of the day...
Is it a trend now? Do you see that happening all over the place, all over the world?
I'm hoping that it's not. We hear about...
With the respect, the glory is still there then.
We're hearing that there's still a threat. This is why you have the anti-corruption guys in place in order for them to spot.
But who's watching the anti-corruption guys?
I'm hoping that the one who takes care of us maybe in position to do that. But I'm hoping that we can slide away from all this stuff in terms of individuals, whatever his input can have an outcome in the game that he plays. I just believe that if that's the case, man, it depends how long you've been involved, and if you're involved for a period of time and you're caught, you should pay the price.
West Indian cricket, I mean, I remember asking Richard Richardson at one time, very long ago, what will happen with West Indies team, and he said it's going to go deteriorate. And he told me that the West Indian board seems to be very corrupt and doesn't cater to the real needs of the players. And somehow his prophecy proved right, because the place where West Indian cricket was when you were playing, Sir Viv, was just another place. You were the guys to beat. Mm-hmm. Now it's no longer that way.
I'm going to tell you some of the reasons that I believe. And I hope that the individuals who would have been part of our administrative team, why they were there from the beginning. And I guess it's because of what went on before, the Clive Lloyd period. The success that we had as a team got them in such position. And I just believe that there are some who did use that for their benefits, to get themselves in a strong position, not just being around the administrative side of West Indies cricket, but to take them along further after they would have done that business, swapping of cards, and hopefully later on, because of that position they were in before, would give them an opportunity to make it in life.
Isn't that a big loss for the West Indies?
I think it is huge. It's a huge loss. And I'm just hoping that, and you can see why sometimes these individuals will go to the franchises around the world, the T20 franchises, because they've not been treated properly. I can remember even along our times as well, and even the modern day, it's a position that's very attractive in terms of administration for West Indies cricket.
How come you are not a part of the West Indian decision-making board?
Well, I guess there's a few who I guess, and I call them armchair generals, folks who never fought a war, but telling you how a war should be fought. And these are some of the individuals that we have in the Caribbean.
How is it possible that they don't include you, sir? This is unbelievable.
No, you said it. You said it. You said it. You have to ask these individuals, because you get calls from all walks of life in terms of the cricket
So how do you then
environment.
contribute if you're not part of the administration and the children are getting the worst kind of treatment? They're not being... How do you then make a difference?
They talk a lot, in my opinion. There's lots of talk. What we're going to do? We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But I believe that there are administrators who would have come in and wanted to have a different direction, saying that this was my administration. And sometimes that particular administration can take you down the wrong path. And we have seen that on many occasions. Yeah.
How do you see yourself what do you see yourself doing in the next 10 years?
Well, you give me a long life. I appreciate that. I do appreciate you that
You're
you're giving me another 10
Come on,
years.
you don't look more than 35, 40.
Thank you for that as well. I'm one of those individuals who take things step by step, gradually. I do not make any long-term plans. The plans that you make are plans that can just little baby steps. Baby steps to me.
You live in the now.
Yes, yeah. Baby steps are some of the best steps that
Do you exercise?
I fear a bit. Whenever I get an opportunity, I play as much golf as possible.
Golf.
It's a smaller ball, But for some reason, it becomes very problematic at times to accomplish the things that you would like on a golf
So
course.
who are your best friends from cricket?
Well, the late Malcolm Marshall would have been someone.
Oh.
And Sir
Really
Sir Andy Roberts. There's so many
Regulars.
regulars.
You meet them every other day or
Well,
talk to them?
Well,
again?
I can tell you this. We have a little golf course in Antigua and Barbuda, and we meet up on a regular basis. People like Sir Richard Richardson,
Wow.
Eldine Baptist. Now we got Azari Joseph,
Oh, wow.
who is presently with the West Indies cricket team. Hayden Walsh Jr.
Okay.
So they're all golfers now. So we do catch up on
What about both of them? Are you still in touch with him?
Still very much so.
Does he come over sometimes or no?
You can say he's my white brother. Yeah.
How's your relationship with your wife?
Well, we are. I wouldn't say that I have a wife at present.
No, you're.
No,
You're single.
I've been divorced.
Are you
I
single
wouldn't
again?
say. No, I wouldn't say that I'm single, but I do have someone in my life.
Oh, but that can be anybody, sir. That's
Okay.
such a loaded answer. Come on.
Well, she's in the female.
no, no,
she's in the female department.
No, I just need to announce that you're available now.
No, not at all. I wouldn't say that I'm available because there's someone in my life,
Yeah. Okay.
and
Okay.
and she is a female.
That needed to be clarified.
Yes, because you never
The way
know.
things are in the new
You
world.
never know. I have nothing against that, but just trying to clarify things a bit.
So are you going to get married again?
It's in the books.
It's in the book.
It's in the books.
You like
you know.
companionship, right? You like to
Yes,
go home.
companion is, the older you get, the better it is, you know. Companionship is vital, and especially if that companion shares some of the views that you have, that to me makes it so much easier.
So, how do you describe your own self? Let's hear it from you. Describe yourself in 2 minutes, sir.
Oh, man.
I mean, not
Pretty
objectively.
Pretty simple. Simple guys, love the simple things in life. I do not believe, like some, who believe they walk on water. I'm on earth. I'm unsatisfied on earth. That to me gives you a huge balance.
Wow. And what's your philosophy in life?
To have respect for others, the same as they would have for you. And if we can adopt that in a huge way, I think we can bring people much closer together and also create a much better environment in the world.
How do you look at the leaders of the world? Which one do you like and which one do you
There's some that I do not like. Take for instance what went on in Brazil just recently. Then you would have had the storming of the capital in the so-called democracy of the world.
And he's still running. That's the strange part.
That to me is giving us a clear example.
But isn't he a symbol of white supremacy?
It appears so. It appears so.
So Americans do
It
actually
appears
believe.
so. It appears so. It appears so because some of the stuff that's uttered, in my opinion, doesn't quite resonate to my folks and folks, you know, who feel discriminated.
So you of course, as a thinker, as somebody who's been in the public eye, who owes it to the public to return some good to people, what would you think is the solution to all these damning wars that are now killing humanity, you know, separating one nation from the other, and these are wars that may never stop? How do you end it?
Because if we stop being hypocrites, and the people who are the decision makers, if we stop being as hypocritical as we are and have been, that to me would be of great help. And face the issues and the equality for each and every one, that to me does help. When you have standard that is set for some here and a standard is set for some at the lower tier, that's where the problem begins. And if we can solve that or help to bridge the gap, we'll be so much better as a people.
And what would you say to the youth? how would you want them to deal with life? Because life is very strange, don't you think? Do you think life is strange?
Can be tough. Let's say...
how do you... Let's ask you, sir, how do you see life? What is this life?
Life can be unfair. And I try and tackle the things that, because I'm not one who likes to see abuse. And if we can tackle the unfairness in life, and we have a balance for each and every one, not just for some, but for what is represented in the world, the various colors, the religions, all the various stuff. It's amazing what a wonderful world
it can be.
Yeah.
It really can be. So for entertainment, what do you do? Read books?
I read a lot.
What kind of books do you read? What is the last book you read?
I try and read a lot of books about revolutions and stuff like that. The things that needs to be done for us to have a better life and how it should be done. These are some of the stuff I love. I love to watch a good documentary. Music.
Films? Do you watch films?
Good. That's
so who's your favorite actor?
People like the Denzel Washingtons and stuff like that.
Oh, you're very close to your own color.
That's right, very much so.
So you're discriminating also?
No. You see, we must have the people that because sometimes why I say this, these same folks have been discriminated upon.
Yes.
In the work that they're trying to do. So it's rather inspiring when you have folks. Who else? And there are so many other folks. The Robert De Niro also comes into play as an actor. I would have met him a few times in Antigua and Barbuda.
You did meet him?
Yeah. So there's quite a lot of folks. It's not just people of my color that can be of help in terms of me moving forward. But there's so many inspirational individuals in life. The folks who stand up for something are the ones who I appreciate.
Do you think about death? Does it put fear in your heart?
Not really, because I would like to think at 71 now, I'm going to be closer to 72, that I've had a decent enough life. I've been appreciated, and I have appreciated also. And with that, life has been good. So whenever that day comes, we have no control over that, do we?
We don't. We wish we do.
I would love to. I would love to.
There are practices, they say, which can empower you. In fact, if I remember this couplet from this very great poet, who says, when death comes knocking, I need to tell death to wait for 2 to 3 days.
I'm going to give you, for example, this. We hear about some of the prejudice in the world. If the only way that Vivian Richards is going to be convinced is the ones who think that he's so inferior that when that particular time comes, as we just spoke about, he stands up and says, I'm not coming today.
Oh, wow.
If he can do that, then he starts getting to me. He or she who does that, I start to believe somewhat, a little bit more, but until that day comes, we're all equal.
So you don't fear death?
No, I do not fear that. I do not fear that. Why should we? Why should we fear that? The ones who fear that, in my opinion, is the one who's going to live in fear for quite some time.
Oh, thank you so very much. What a
pleasure.
Great, thank you. I couldn't bring myself to asking a million more questions.
No, man.
But in an hour, sir,
I enjoyed that.
You enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it.
I hope you did. There were a lot of things I wanted to
ask. There's sometimes there was a dozra, the wrong one and all that stuff, but I think I was able to do
you
that.
You were brilliant.
Good man.
And I couldn't be more proud of you. Thank you very much for being you, sir, Viv.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I hope that Pakistan is home to you forever and ever and ever. You bring your children here. Is the food agreeing with you?
Listen,
what food do you like in Pakistan?
I'm an individual who doesn't quite like the blandest sort of food. I love my mutton curry.
Mutton curry?
Right. I love my yellow dal.
Wow.
Why not? You know, wherever I go and wherever I travel, it's always nice to just try the spices of that particular and the flavors of that particular country. And that to me is being indulgent in the fact that you appreciate the different qualities in life.
Pakistan Zindabad and West Indies Pindabad.
Thank you, sir.